And reigning IBF World Featherweight Champion Josh Warrington is in the building. Stand up, Josh. There we go, Josh Warrington. Next big fight coming up in December. This contest is 6 3-minute rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the sky blue shorts trimmed with claret and white. At the weight he scaled 10 stone, 12 pounds. Tonight is his 72nd professional appearance. Presenting from Stockport, Cheshire, here is the Devil Child, Jamie Quinn. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the black and grey coloured shorts. At the weight he scaled 10 stone, 1 pound 4 ounces. From 10 contests, he has 10 wins. 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Boxing out to the Sean O'Hagan camp via his hometown of Doncaster. Here's the hard-hitting, undefeated Reece Mould. Timekeeper at the bell, Phil Morris. Referee, Andy Brook from Leeds. 6 3-minute rounds.
Here we go then. An important night this for Reece Mould, isn't it?
It is an important night. Like we said earlier, he's knocking on the door now of titles and then big fights. And these are the fights where you're learning, you get the round experience under your belt, but at the same time you need to come through them unscathed, uninjured, and obviously making sure you're getting the win.
Yeah, and Jamie Quinn's a good opponent for him at this stage of his career, isn't he? You know, he's tough and he comes to win.
Brilliant, and someone who's very, very active. So, you know, he's always fit. When you've got an active opponent in front of you, you've always got to be switched on. You know, he's experienced. He'll know how to deal with Reece. So Reece has got to be clever and can't be making any mistakes.
And he started nice and sharply, hasn't he?
I mean, I will say one thing about Reece Mould. You know, he trains alongside myself. He's always in the gym. He's always fit. He's always looking to improve. And I think his first couple of fights, he were showing a lot of excitement, a lot of aggression, but now he's slowing things down in preparation for getting it over the long period, a long stretch of fights. He's starting to box a little bit more and really look for the openings, and it's good to see.
Yeah, and it must be great for him to be in the gym with, you know, you having such success at the moment. It kind of gives you something to aim for, doesn't it, as a young prospect coming through?
Most definitely. I think I may have mentioned it when our last commentating on Reece's fight, but as I was coming through, I was training with the likes of Gary Sykes, who was British champion at the time, Jamie McDonnell, who were, you know, European, going on to world honours, and it does spur you on because you want to be where they are. So obviously Reece has been training with us since 2016, and he's seen all the going-ons in the change rooms of the big fights, and obviously he'll want to strive to be there himself, and training alongside and sparring with myself and other champions. It does, you know, add another dimension to your game, and you make sure to push that bit harder to be at that level.
Really good start this behind the jab. There's a lot of intent behind the shots that he throws as well. He's not throwaway jabs like we've seen from a few fighters earlier on tonight. He's a lot of spite behind these shots that he's throwing.
Yeah, let's say he does dig. He does put a lot into a lot of his shots. Something he's been working on is just trying to set him up and disguise him a little bit more. You have to see him coming into the gym, and he gets onto the bag, and he'll work for 3 minutes, and every shot will be a big shot. Sometimes I think when you step up level, you've got to be more clever in setting him up, but it's some things that he is trying to adapt to his game. As you've seen there, he just missed with a wire left, and maybe he can get away with it at this level, but not at title level. But like I say, this is what these fights are all about. It's about learning. Yeah,
and you can see he's been working on setting up those shots. You know, against Jamie Quinn, he's usually very good at tucking up with his elbows and blocking those body shots, but you can see he's already reddening a little bit from those body shots that Reece is throwing.
Yeah.
Good first round in the bank.
Very good first round. Very nice to see him using that jab, getting that jab away, keeping busy with the jab.
Yeah, and I've not spoken to you since you won that world title, but How different is your life now to before that Lee Selby fight?
Well, I've gone from a Ford Mondeo to a Rolls Royce. I live in a 52-bed mansion now, and yeah, things are good. Listen, no changed with me. No, I'm still the same old. I've just got a world title now. The hunger and aspiration is still there to keep hold of it and go forward. I believe I can have another world title to my belt. I felt like that
Corners,
fight against
10
Selby,
seconds.
I never really got that second gear, and I still won the fight convincingly. So the hunger's there more than ever, and big fight December 22nd, and I can't wait to go.
Yeah, if you're driving a Rolls Royce now, God knows what you'll have after this next one. Nice work to the body again from Reece Mould. He set that one up nicely as well.
I know it's early on, but I think already it'd be refreshing for the corner team seeing some. Obviously, I see some of the stuff what they've worked on in the gym, and he's pulled a few things off, like the little inside shots, uppercuts, and hooks to the body, and like getting that job off a lot more. And like I say, in his first fight, I don't think he threw a job, so he is working and he's bringing it to the table on fight night.
Yeah, and a lot of people that fight Jamie Quinn really struggle to land shots, but he's getting through quite effectively here and at regular intervals as well.
And I will say again, he's deceiving. He looks like a boy, but he eats like a mule. He's really, really strong. You know, sparring. Anyone who gets in with him, they know that they've been in that sparring session with him. He does pack a punch.
Yeah, and I suppose that's only just he's going to hit harder as his career develops as well.
Most definitely. He's only young. He's maturing, and he's got loads of time left.
Yeah, and the way he picks his shots as well, I suppose it's a bit similar to your career. He'll start stopping people as he steps up in levels when, you know, his opponents open up and try and throw shots back, and you can see those openings because it's very difficult to land really telling shots against someone like Jamie Quinn, who's so good at just tucking up.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie Quinn's going to move around. He's got an high defence. He knows what he's in here for, and he's just trying to make it difficult as possible for Reece without getting any injuries himself. So he's not going to be really looking to push the fight onto Reece. He's going to be more or less back foot defending. So it is hard when you haven't got a fighter coming at you because you don't have as many openings. But you know, I think it's a good thing. It may give you a false sense of confidence if you're going around blasting guys like this and then you get to title level and you can't do it. So, you know, listen, if Reece don't get him out here tonight, he'll still learn a massive load from it. He's still getting through with the shots, and I think Quinn just noticed then with a little smile to his face. A body shot come under, left up.
Nice work, just slipping that jab that Jamie Quinn threw and firing back with one of his own.
Let's not forget, it's an high pace here. You know, the 3 minutes, he doesn't stop working. Reece he's constantly in front. He doesn't go on the back foot, he's constantly pushing forward. I mean, he can fight on the back foot. I've seen him do it, like I say, in sparring. And in previous fights, I think his fight against Jamie Spate, he took a round or two off, going just boxing a bit. But yeah, he fights at a very high pace, and he's definitely going to be one to watch. Might sound a bit biased here, but he's an entertaining fighter, that's for sure. And he's one who can go on to win titles. Yeah,
and that's why Jamie Quinn's such a good opponent, because he's happy to sit at that pace as well. You know, he's not one of these negative journeymen that'll just tug up on the ropes. He has a lot of ambition himself.
Yeah, I mean, you see there, he stood in the pocket with Reece, and he could easily take a step back and go for a walk, but he stood in the pocket with him. He's catching the shots with his arms and gloves, but just being there for that extra one or two punches gives Reece an opportunity to get a few more off and get success there. But you know, it's good learning. It's very good learning.
Hashtag VIP Boxing Live on Twitter. Comment on the Facebook and the YouTube. If you got any questions for Josh, fire them in. Lovely start behind that jab again. He does pick the body shots nicely as well, doesn't he, Reece?
Body shots are brilliant. I see. You see him coming in every session. He'll be on the bag at some point, working on them left hooks to body, then right hooks to body, uppercuts inside. He's a lethal body puncher. It's just, I think, now working on setting him up and getting him off in a clean area.
A lovely left hook to the body.
I think that's something there that we just, Reece will be looking to iron out of his game, you know, diving in with the hooks. I think he'd rather get into range before he gets off them hooks. Cause I think when you get up to the bigger level, and the tighter level, then those fighters will be looking to hit with a quick counter. And I don't think you can afford to be missing like that. But
it's just a little eagerness, isn't it?
That is it. Let's not forget, he's you know, it's only small leisure centre tonight. He's sold a few tickets, they're making a lot of noise, and he'll want to impress. You know, he'll want to entertain them as well.
Nice little combination from Jamie Quinn to the head and body. Just letting Reece know that he's still in there.
Again, that's you know, that's a good thing in terms of learning fight. Just letting him know there, because you know, you see fighters get relaxed because they're just having it the wrong way, and all of a sudden the counter shot comes back, and you know, they're on the canvas. So just to remind him, get his hands up, and you know, I'm still here, I'm still live opponent. If I catch you clean, you'll be on the canvas. So it's something what Reece has been working on. He's been working on his defence. See there, just a little slip side on the counter. He's a lot more red movement. He's got high hands. He's got a similar guard to myself, where he constantly has the hands high.
And you can see Jamie Quinn reddening into that left-hand side of his body from that right hook that Reece keeps throwing.
I certainly feel it in the morning, that's for sure. It would nice to see him just step up a bit there, go up the gears a little bit. Bit of two-phase of attack there, mixing up the combinations.
Nice work again. It's that short uppercut to the body, the chopping shot that he throws, working really well, straight through the middle. I think the most impressive thing's been the variations in attacks as well. He's not just setting everything up with the bog standard jab, you know, he's throwing a variety of shots, and they've had great success so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he has a go like leading off. Sometimes his distance in his range is off a little bit, but he's always trying to find different openings, and like you say, not just go forward in straight lines. You know, if you watch his feet, he's quite deceptive. He'll take little steps with the angles and try to come in at different angles as well. So it's all learning. I said to him in change rooms prior to coming to the ring, you know, just enjoy this now, because the next couple of fights you'll be stepping up to them big stages, and this is where most of your learning's done. I mean, you know, being in change rooms, then it just reminded me to when I was, you know, coming through as doing my apprenticeship. And then all of a sudden, when the title fights come, they come thick and fast, especially when you're winning. And you know, it's been about 6 or 7 years now I've been fighting on the title level. But I don't remember these days of me coming down into these small leisure centres with a bus of 60, 70 or so. And these are these learning fights where they pop out your CV, and you learn bundles from it, bundles of experience.
And does it bring different pressures when you step up to the title level, you know, bigger crowds, or is it very much the same for you, you know, in fight week and the fight night?
It's still fight night. You're still gonna win. You're still gonna win. But I think anything you want to entertain your fans. You know, they're paying their hard-earned money. They're coming to support you all over the country. I guess it maybe takes the pressure off when you've got another opponent in front of you who wants to win as well. But then it's in that same breath, you know, you've got that man pride. You don't want to lose, and I don't think there's ever a time when there ain't no pressure, no matter what stage you get to. I think you can use that pressure as a good tool, as good momentum. You know, it's a little fire burning, and I think Mike Tyson said it before. You've got to keep it under control, because if it spirals out of control, then you'll be beat before you get in ring. But if you control it, it can be used as a good energy source. And I certainly like to have that bit of pressure, that little bit of nervous adrenaline. I think it just makes it a bit sharper.
That pace that Reece set in the first round, he's kept it up, hasn't he? It's been a really high-paced fight, this, and credit to Jamie Quinn as well. He's stuck with him, still firing back.
It's a tough man, he's Jamie Quinn, very tough man. He's got a very high guard, and it's hard to penetrate. You see him, he gets some little shoulder rolls going on, and he turns that shoulder. It's difficult to get a clean shot through, especially when Quinn's not coming back with anything. Reece sneaking a couple of shots through the guard there, but Reece can fight at a very high pace. He spars 10, 12 rounds. You know, he does circuit training alongside myself, and he's a very fit kid. So he's knocking on the door now, getting the titles. And when it comes to title level, I think I'll sound like I'm repeating myself here, but I'd want to watch, because he does fight at an high pace and very exciting.
And you can certainly see when he has an opponent in there at the same level as him, that's come to win titles, the exciting fights that he's going to be in. Yeah,
I think when people come to match him, you know, and land the shots, and he'll want to get his own back. And you know, sometimes Reece fights fire with fire. You can see there he's got a smile on his face. He's really enjoying himself. But I think that's when you'll really see how devastating a puncher and finisher he is when he gets rolling, when he sets up to their big level, and he's able to catch him clean against a fighter who wants to stand and trade with him.
And another fight tonight in Leicester, Jack Catterall and O'Hara Davis. How do you think that one's going to go?
I've been chopping and changing my opinion all night. You know, both very, very tough men. I think maybe O'Hara might be the bigger puncher out of the two. I think O'Hara might just nick it on the fact that I rate Jack very highly. I just don't think that he's brought second or third gear yet. It just seems like he just breezes through the fights. Yeah. And I want to see him go up a gear and pick it up a bit. You know, he's always there. He's got a good boxing brain, but he just seems to run pace, and I think OD can probably go through the gears. What about yourself? How do you see it going?
I don't know. I know a few people that think there's value in a draw. For me, I think Jack beats him and beats him comfortably. But it's one of them, isn't it? Very much like, you know, we saw Callum Smith really step up the levels, didn't we? Yeah. It's whether Jack can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, if Jack's as good as everyone says he is, then he should have a relatively easy night tonight. But you never know, like you know yourself.
Boxing, exactly. This is boxing, and it's why we love it. In my last fight, I was a 4-1 underdog, and nobody would give me a chance, and I ended up outboxing the boxer. But there you go, Jamie Quinn having a bit of a go back there, pushing forward, putting a few on Reece, making him stay away.
That was nice from Jamie Quinn, landing the jab and then slipping. Shot back from Reece. Reece just got to keep that intensity up that he set in the first four. Nice right hand over the top.
Corner instruction there, shouting. They want to see Reece moving around a bit. I think, you know, only a couple of rounds to go now. I think like to just box a little bit now and try something out that's new. We know he can fight. I think they want to see him just boxing a little bit now. Maybe change his angles a bit and take a different approach rather than standing in the phone box with him.
Yeah, Jamie just complaining about a little low blow. He's looked really good behind that jab tonight, Reece.
I mean, I tell him all the time, and I don't know, I don't know how much he listens to it, but I tell him all the time. He throws a beautiful jab, and when he's boxing, he looks $1 million. And you know, just a second ago, when he threw the jab, and then he threw the right left, the straight shots, he looks brilliant there. I mean, he always looks fantastic from the hooks to the body and the uppercuts to the body, but I like him when he's throwing the jabs and the straight shots and he's boxing a bit. I think he shows a bit of class. And again, you've got to have that variety when you're stepping up to title level, when you're coming against other prospects. You know, you've got to be able to bring something else to the table, because you might prepare for one and the opponent might bring a different game to what you're thinking. So to have different tools in your armoury is always a bonus, and this is where you learn it, and it's your chance to experiment.
Yeah. Still Reece's round, but certainly the best one for Jamie Quinn so far. He showed a lot of ambition in that one.
Yeah, he had a bit of a tickle, didn't he? I think he fancied having a go. But yeah, there's you know, going into the last one now, we probably look to just make sure don't get caught with nothing silly. Reece will probably want to do the same, just see it out.
Yeah, and he's nearly there. 5 rounds in the bank. You know, barring anything dramatic, I think he's got this one. It'd be hard to give Jamie Quinn a round, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not been busy enough, has he, Jamie Quinn? You know, you rate him quite highly on his defence, but you know, you've got to get some offence on there. And he's busy now and again with 1 or 2 shots, but apart from that, he's just been stood in front and defending. But
for the 6th,
an entertaining fight, high paced, and even though there's not been much off, it's been a good fight.
Yeah, and one he can learn a few lessons from as well in the gym, which is the main thing at this stage of his career. He's always got to learn from fights like this.
Definitely. Like I say, you know, opportunity will be coming soon for him to be stepping up, and you know, I feel like he knows himself. He's done his apprenticeship now. This is his 11th fight. His last one were, well, earlier this year he had one for the challenge belt. So now he'll be wanting to really step up now. He gets to a stage of your career where you feel like you've had your 6 rounders and you want to really step up to the longer duration of fights. See, that's it, the straight combos there, 3 straight shots. It looks brilliant, it looks speed, it looks classy. Yeah,
I was going to say, really quick hands.
Very quick hands.
And sometimes it's the simple stuff that works the best.
Of course. And listen, if you had a live opponent in front of you, and you know, for 10 rounds to week, every punch with full philosophy, it takes a lot out of you. So at times when you need to just keep an opponent busy, going in there with, you know, little 2s and 3s, straight shots like that, you can steal rounds like that. You look class and you're not using as much energy. Again, there it just looks class. It's busy, and you remember them big combinations.
Lovely footwork off the left hook.
Landing with a hook straight away, changing his angle. He's not stood in front of him, admiring it, which he could do. But you know, he's getting it into his head now. He needs to wait and get on the defence. Nice to even see him slip a shot there.
Quinn just starting to mark up under that right eye, and that's inevitable. And he took quite a few shots tonight.
He has. I mean, he's redding round ribs. He's Quinn, and although he's not taking many hooks to the head, it's the straight shots that have been just poking through the guard in between Quinn's gloves. And you know, like when they're coming in 2s and 3s, when they come in the bigger combinations, they're difficult to stop. You're able to stop 1 or 2, but when they all come as a number, it's hard to stop all of them.
Jamie Quinn just calling Reece on, and Nick Manners in the corner giving him strict instructions not to. That was a nice shot from Jamie Quinn.
Yeah, there's a counter there to his ribs.
He looks quite calm under pressure as well, Reece. He doesn't get flustered when, you know, his opponent's coming forward landing shots. He just catches them nicely.
It's stuff what's coming from experience, I think. With him being in the gym, sparring, he's taking a lot. When we're applying pressure on him, he can't lose his head, so it comes with experience. But he's enjoyed himself there, 6 rounds under his belt. And I think next time we see Reece Mould, he'll be probably in a title fight.
Yeah, and he certainly looks ready for it, ready to step up now over the longer distance. He's barely breathing after those 6.
Let's not forget him. Alright, I know they want a lot coming back there from Quinn, but boxing at a very high pace, and sometimes you don't realise how hard that is to be just throwing it at an opponent and them covering up. You can end up tiring yourself out and blowing yourself out, so he's managed that all the way through. He's looked comfortable, like you said, so lots of positives to take from that.
Yeah, and Jamie Kirkpatrick scoring this one. The training referee on. Josh just signing the ring keeper's belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, referee Jamie Kirkpatrick, scoring for Andy Brook, has scored this contest 60 points to 54 points for your winner. Now undefeated in 11 professional contests from Doncaster, Reece. And always a game challenge from Jamie Quinn.
Yeah, you can't argue with that, 60-54. He's won every round, didn't he? Good fight. Fair play to Jamie Quinn, a top bloke, and the fight will probably help many prospects' careers along the years.
Yeah, and people forget that, don't they? They're so important, these guys like Jamie Quinn.
This is it. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter what you've done in the amateurs or whatever. You know, you don't step into the professional ranks, you know, into title fights. It's very rare. Someone like only likes of Lomachenko, who's an elite pound for pound great.
Yeah.
Someone like Reece, who's had a decent amateur career, you've got to learn and come up the rankings, and it's fighting like the likes of Jamie Quinn, where you learn to step up the rounds and
on we go with your penultimate contest.